Eagles, mock drafts, the tush push not being banned, dollar dog night being canceled, Phillies, Joel Embiid spoke. So much we could talk about today. But all I want to talk about is Darius Slay, Mr. Banana Bread. Guys, we're live talking whatever you want, but also what I want in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM. Right here on Philadelphia Sports Network, we are live. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You know the drill. Hit those like, share, subscribe, retweet buttons as I am doing right now. Make sure we get as many people interactive and involved in the show as we do every single morning here on Trending in the AM. It's March 1st. We're wrapping up another week. It's the weekend. We got Phillies Phridays with Kylee at 9 a.m. joining us here, as we will almost every single Friday throughout the baseball season. We got lots on the agenda today, but I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, as always. And you can find me on all social media platforms that I'm on, at Beard of Knowledge. And I had mock drafts on my mind today. I had Eagles at the Combine on my mind. I had the fact that the tush push ain't going anywhere on my mind. Joel Embiid spoke a little bit yesterday. That on my mind. But what do you want to talk about? Well, I don't care what you want to talk about. Well, I do actually. But what's on my mind is one starting cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles, one Darius Slay, who I woke up to this morning to a video clip from a podcast appearance of him calling us out. And that's what I want to talk about today. Darius Slay. And maybe, just maybe, it's time. It's time for Howie Roseman to pull a pivot. And James Bradbury's not the one that's got to go. That Darius Slay is the one that's got to go. So that's what I want to kick the show off today with. I'm going to opening monologue. I'm going to talk about how I do not like what Darius Slay had to say. Darius Slay appeared on a podcast with former Eagle Steven Nelson. I believe he's with the Houston Texans right now, or at least he was this past year. Yo, Nitro, what is up? Philly media still needs to be fired. Yo, that's right. Philly media needs to be fired, and you need to all make sure you tell everybody to be tuning in here every single morning. Not the real radio stations. This is where everybody's got to be. I'd love to hear. I'm sure I will get your opinion on Darius Slay's comments at some point this morning. So Darius Slay goes on Steven Nelson's podcast, and they start talking about the fans of Philly and the booing. And how terrible, basically, we are. That we just will boo anything. That we'll boo them when they're losing at halftime. Where they're so worried about the fans that they're not focused on the guy in front of them that they're trying to defend. And Steven Nelson left Philly for his mental health situation because of the fans. I'm sick and tired of players getting upset that we boo when they don't perform. If I mess up your pizza at my pizza shop, I'm going to get complained at. I'm going to get yelled at. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fix it and make it better. I'm not going to go on social media and blast the customer that was right for complaining. Now, if it's a made-up complaint, maybe I will. But when you're losing, when you're performing poorly as a team, and you're a captain of the team, and you can't handle the booing, I am shocked because I just saw this like 30 minutes ago, and I instantly made an instant reaction on Twitter to it, and I am already seeing massive people supporting Darius Slay in this situation, supporting him for calling us out. To me, James Bradbury is not the one that's got to go. Darius Slay is the one that's got to go. He is a captain of the Philadelphia Eagles. He is supposed to be one of our best defensive players. He's supposed to be one of the leaders on this team. And he's going to do this. He's going to call us out for calling them out when they're not doing their job. Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous. I don't need a player to tell me we're not allowed to boo because it affects them. Look, it's not like he's talking about the 3 or 4 guys or fans or people that are smashed and taking things too far out of control. He's not talking about the ones that are calling out his wife or kids or whoever. He's not talking about the trolls. He's never called out Dan Sileo or Chris Simpleton. No, he's calling out us for booing when you're not performing. The same fan base that has no problem giving a standing ovation to get someone struggling out of their slump. The same people that are talking about doing something positive for Tobias Harris tonight. The same fan base that had the Talking 215 crew organizing a cheering section outside of the NovaCare complex to kind of boost the morale of Slay and Bradbury. But because we boo in the heat of the moment, because we're unhappy, we drop $500 to go see a football game, and we boo when you're getting run off the field by lesser talent. Man up and do your damn job. That's what I want to see. Again, he's calling out the whole stadium. He's calling out everybody. And the fact that in the 3 minutes before this show went live, I perused Twitter and I saw dozens of content creators, social media people, reporters, fans saying that Darius Slay's right. What the hell is happening here? What's up, Mitchie Poo? How you doing this morning, my man? Wait, didn't they stop booing a Phillies player when he started doing well? Yeah. We gave him a standing ovation to tell him we're behind him. And we've done that with the Eagles. We've done that with Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Jake and the crew at Talking 215 had a freaking Dunkin' Donuts truck, signs, and dozens of people down there cheering them on one day. Trying to get them back on the thing. They're talking about doing it tonight at the Sixers game for Tobias Harris. Or sometime this weekend, whenever the next home game is. Fans are allowed to boo when they're unhappy. Now, yes, there are a very, very small minority of fans in our city that take things too far. 1,000%. And those people have no right to do what they do. But if I'm paying $100, $200, $300 a ticket, $14, $15 a beer, $40, $50 to park. If I'm going to go to an Eagles game and it's going to cost me for 2 people to go $500, $600, $700 to drop to go see a game. Yeah, if you throw a stinker out there to the Arizona Cardinals, I'm going to boo. If you get run off the field by a lesser team, damn straight I'm going to boo. Damn straight I have the right to boo. And you as a captain, Darius Slay, need to realize that. But you as a captain also have to realize going on these podcasts and saying stuff like this is only going to make the situation worse. Darius Slay could have felt this way. That's fine. You don't need to go and publicly do it like this. And to me, I'm done. I don't want Darius Slay on my team anymore. Now, I know that might not happen, but that's my opinion. Oh, you mean the people who pay their... Exactly. Look, I try not to get upset or think about the big dollars in sports contracts anymore. Like I did, oh my God, that's a lot of money when Ohtani signed for $700 bazillion. I'm like, you know what? That's the highest contract in sports, and he deserves the highest contract in sports. So the next guy deserves the highest contract in sports. I try to keep the money out of it. But yeah, without the fans booing, without the fans having passion, not booing, passion. Without the fans having that passion, there ain't no $50 million contracts for Darius Slay. There's no $200 million contracts for quarterbacks. The fans are what drive the NFL. Yeah, the TV contracts bring in a lot of money, but why are those TV contracts worth billions of dollars? Because the fans tune in. I cannot stand. Cannot stand when athletes get mad at us for booing. Again, I am going to continue to reiterate that there are a very small minority of fans in Philly and in every city, because it happens more outside of Philly than people realize. Philly fans know it, but the rest of the world just thinks Philly's the worst. But no, there's other cities much worse than Philly. But there is a minority, a very, very small 1%, 0.5% of fans take it too far. For sure. But here we go with Darius Slay saying us booing at halftime because you're getting beat up badly. You're paid to be an elite lockdown corner and you can't stop anything. We're not allowed to boo. This is the same Darius Slay that said that he wanted the game against Tampa to be on the road versus at home because of the fans. So we shouldn't be surprised that Darius Slay says this, thinks this, feels this way. But we have, as the fans, have every right to act like this. Who's better, Tobias Harris? Well, I guess they both need standing ovations at this point. I guess. Yes, that's right. Hit that like button, whoever's watching right now. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, those fans in Colombia are pretty tough too. They killed the national team. What? Hold on a second. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I thought you were going to get to. I don't know where it was. Somewhere in South America, they burned the stadium down when their team lost. I don't know. Say they killed the national team. I don't know if that's a joke or serious. But honestly, when we're talking soccer in certain countries, it's a pretty big passion. Yeah, but Philly fans are the worst. It just really irks me. It really does. When these players, and let me tell you something. I love Darius Slay before this. I do. His wife and him do so much fantastic stuff for the fans, the community. They put themselves out there. But then he does this complete 160 or 180 and calls us out. Yes, some fans have taken things too far with his wife on social media. And they're awful for that. But again, that happens everywhere. They're the 0.5% of the people that are paying attention. To go on and talk about us like this pisses me off. It makes me want to talk about keeping James Bradbury and finding a way to get rid. It's funny because I did joke earlier, not joke, but bring up the thought process that maybe Darius Slay's the better option to get traded away anyway. Well, now I got more fuel to my fire that I want Darius Slay off this Eagles team. I don't want a guy that doesn't want to play for us. You're not just playing for that eagle on your jersey. You're playing for the fans of this city. You're playing for this city. The Eagles are the lifeblood of this city. And you're going to call us out for booing bad performances? Get the heck out of here. What's up, TMC? How you doing this morning? There ain't no clickbait. There ain't no clickbait. I'm just giving honest, instant overreact. It's funny because I just saw this. So this is the instant overreaction passion that you get from me in this situation. Not me 3 days from now thinking about it, digesting it, letting it marinate a little bit what he said, listen to it 3-4 times or reading it 3-4 times. This is the instant. I just heard about this. So I'm allowed to be pissed off. And you know what? If I want to change my opinion on Monday's show, fine. That so be it. But right now, right after hearing this, literally right before the show goes live, I don't want to hear it. Did they? That is freaking insane, Doc. Like, seriously. The fact that if this is true, the fact that this is true, I'm not laughing at it because it's awful. Oh, damn. Insane. What is all this? Did you miss the Darius Slay stuff that dropped this morning, K1? God, Phil's opening monologue. I don't know if it's an opening monologue. I don't know. It's an opening something. Phil channeling his inner John Rahm. No. John Rahm's got nothing on what I'm instantly feeling right now. Nothing on. I'm feeling more Rambo than Rahm. Slay can say and feel how he wants, so fans and media can slander players. So players can't say what they want. You sound kind of crazy. There is no players. There is no media without the fans. And we're not talking about the 0.5% of people that take it too far. We're talking about the 60,000 fans that drop a paycheck to go see a game and then don't see performance. If they want to boo, they can. And yeah, the players can absolutely say how they feel about the booing. But don't expect us to like it. Don't expect us to just take it on the chin. And there are a lot of people, Nitro, and this is being honest. 3 minutes of time to research this. There are plenty of fans that feel like you do. I saw dozens of comments on Twitter just like this. That anybody that's mad at Slay, whatever. Well, that's not what I want. My players to act. That's not how I want my team to act. I want them to act as respect. I want them to understand why we're booing. We're booing when we hear and see crap on the field. Slay playing for cash money. Yeah, absolutely. Recap, what did Slay say? Slay said, basically, how he does not like the fact that the fans boo excessively when they're not doing well. He basically called us out for booing. He basically talked to Steven Nelson how sometimes they're more focused on the fans booing than the player in front of them that they are about to try to stop. And then it's very distracting, and it makes it very hard to do their job when we're booing because we're unhappy. Honestly, it's his opinion. Can I change his opinion? This is not the first time. Absolutely. He is very, very entitled to his opinion. But guess what? So am I entitled to my opinion to tell him that his opinion is crap and is misplaced. If he wants to call out the 0.5% that takes it too far, fine. But we are in our own right to boo when you stink at your job. There's nothing wrong with what Slay said, feels, or says, regardless of how much they get paid. If you don't like if you don't like what the fans do and boo when you don't perform, well then try a little harder. I'm having a lot of trouble. And Nitro, you're the only one really in the comments, not on Twitter, but in the comments, defending Darius Slay. And I'm finding it very, very hard for me to understand why the fans are wrong for booing. Darius Slay, it's also the fact that Darius Slay is a captain on this team. He is supposed to be one of the leaders. You know what this just did, Nitro? Created another controversy. Now there's going to be 300 articles on it. Now, the next time that their players have to speak to the media, it's going to be discussed. It is going to become a big thing. Leaders do not create distractions. Leaders try to keep things tight. And Darius Slay's allowed to think whatever he wants. But let me tell you something. He's going to feel the wrath for it too. Nothing is worse than a coach or player or anyone saying the paying fans can't get emotional. And that's what it is. We're emotionally invested as fans, financially invested as fans. This is Philadelphia. We are the most passionate fan base out there. If you don't like playing in Philadelphia, why did you sign an extension to stay here? If you don't like the fans, why do that? Why stay? He had the right and the option to be done in Philadelphia. He chose to stay here. Why? Because of the money. Where's that money come from? Us. Pisses me off. Did Slay watch the last 8 games? Yeah, exactly. I think we are very well in our right. And it's not like we haven't tried to be positive. Again, I didn't agree with talking 2-5, going down, and doing that standing ovation outside the NovaCare complex. I didn't agree with the standing ovation for Trea Turner. But our fan base tries to lift you up too. Yeah, in the heat of the moment, we are going to boo when you're stinking. But we're also going to 3 days later try to prop you back up. We are the most passionate fan base in this country. But yeah, we're awful because we boo when you stink. I had a client chew me out for doing what they asked me to do. So Slade just has to deal with it. Slade's got to understand it's part of the job of being an athlete. When you stink, you're going to be booed by the paying customer. It's no different than in any other business. When you stink, you're going to be called out. When you mess up, you're going to be called out. Sunday is the 16th anniversary of my pizza shop opening up. Fox's Pizza, Kennett Square. 16 years I've been in business as of Sunday. You know how many customers have chewed me out? Because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I get customers that chew me out that don't deserve. There's the 0.5% that take it too far. And those, bam, done. Don't want your business anymore. But he's talking about the fans as a whole. The paying customer, well, not always right, is always right. They want me to calibrate this 2,000-watt power supply at work because no one else wants to do it. Does he not know where he plays? I like this, Phil. We need this, Phil, more often. Well, you got to find more things that agitate me. I try to keep things very, very level and even keeled. See, what you need is more me doing overreaction, instant reaction when news breaks. Because this literally, I just found out about this. What I need to do is stay off of Twitter and social media from the end of this show till the next show. And then just read Twitter 3 minutes before the show goes live. Let's get all my news instantly. So you get instant reactions all the time. Nitro, why are you not siding with fans? Helps us understand. Yeah, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion too. Everybody's entitled to it. Agitated Phillies fans. You guys love this. I know you love seeing me fired up like this. If do bad at my job, I don't get booed. I get talked to my manager or boss and then fired. So get over it. Yeah, get over the boos. The fans aren't wrong for booing bad play or bad behavior, but we can be mad if the players feel a way about it. Feel a way about it. Yeah, but it's more than him just saying, yeah, it frustrates us, the boos. He like really dug deep into this and really made it seem like we are the reason. I mean, they clearly said that they get distracted and they're more focused on the booing than the play on the field at times. That's a weak mentality. You can't block out some booing right before a football is snapped. That's the problem. He really dug deep. He really put it in. He really dug deep into this. And it wasn't that he was just mad at the booing or said he's going to use it for motivation. He could have turned it. Yeah, we get booed far too much, but then we try to turn it into a positive and try to make the next play better. We try to shut them up by doing better. No, I just hate that the fans boo. And then when Steven Nelson says, I had to leave because of it. You had to leave because we didn't want you here anymore. Well, the organization did. Like, make it make sense. There's a huge difference from what he did and what he could have done in this situation. Slay got paid $11 million last year to get booed. You know what? If I was getting paid $11 million, you can boo the hell out of me. Because you know what? If you boo the hell out of me, I'm going to do my damnedest to make you not boo. What's up, Anthony? How you doing this morning? Unfortunately, baseball talk will be on the agenda today. Friday, Phillies Phridays with Kylee, 9 a.m. will be joining us. Make sure you stay tuned for that because there's another hot take when we talk Phillies that's about to come up at 9 o'clock with Kylee. I think we're on opposite ends of the conversation today, Kylee and I. And you're going to see some passion on that conversation. Not saying, I'm not saying Nitro's wrong, so to speak. Nitro, part of what Nitro's saying is right. But the players have just as many rights as the fans do. To voice their opinions. But let's just remember here. The fans are the ones dropping paychecks to go see them. The fans are the ones that create this billion-dollar conglomerate that is the NFL. Without the fans, there is no NFL. And again, if he wants to call out the 0.5% of fans in sports that take things too far, fine. The ones that attack his wife wrongly on social media, just get them locked up in jail. But just fans booing, bothering you that much because you throw out a stinker on the field. SpongeBob takes it. I don't even know what that is. I have never watched a single episode of SpongeBob. So nope, don't know that one. I don't get the 10 mil at work just yelled at when I get in trouble. Exactly. I don't make no $10 million. I own my own business. Mitch is so right. Maybe. I don't know. Baseball is boring. Boo me now. Just wait till Kylee comes on. Because you think there's passion on Darius Slay. There's going to be passion in the baseball conversation today. And I have a feeling that Kylee and I are on the opposite ends of the equation in this conversation. Not positive, but I think we are. You can't win friends with baseball. I don't want friends today. I have no worries today. I want nothing to do with friends or anything today. I don't. You know what I want today? I want to feel the emotions today. That's what I want to feel. I want to feel and figure out why Darius Slay thinks it's okay to be like he is. Just realized I shared out yesterday's episode of Trending in the AM on Facebook instead of today's episode. What did Slay do? Darius Slay called the fans out for booing, saying it's too much, that we shouldn't boo, that he does not like it when we boo. He does not like it, that it's distracting, and that too often the players on the field are thinking about the booing and not the next play. He called us out. He basically, in a roundabout way, said we are terrible fans. Badmouthed us for booing during games. I just don't understand why an athlete does it. Because this is a bigger thing here. I know I promised mock draft talk today. Plenty of time for mock draft talk. Plenty of time to talk that the tush push ain't going away. Plenty of time to talk that, Joel Embiid. I don't care. The fans of sports are going to boo. This is 2024. This is not the first time. We're not the only city that boos. It's annoying. It pisses me off. As a fan, I have the right to get over the top emotional, good or bad, no matter what. As long as you do it, just a straight boo is not disrespectful at all. K1, you are not wrong at all. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying if you're a professional athlete. There's no crying if you get booed when you do not do your job. Here we go, Mitch. I'm going to steal your line. Describe Darius Slay's comments in 3 words or less. I just got 1 word. Pathetic. I mean, he sucked this year. I mean, he wasn't as bad as James Bradbury, but he wasn't great. He's got a point to be upset, but he's also got to understand that that's our right. He's got to understand that the fans are why his job exists. He's got to understand that we drop paychecks to watch him perform. And when we see a lack of effort, we're going to boo. It's not like the Eagles are 2-14 and going up against a 14-1 team and getting beat. When the Eagles are the defending NFC championship champions, and they're going out there and throwing out clunkers like Arizona and whatnot and Tampa Bay, we're gonna boo. Tush push will not be banned. No, it's not getting banned. Troy Vincent, head of the Players Association, already commented there is no effort being made to ban it. The tush push will be here next year. Yay. Can't get rid of that. Slay, want us to sit there with our hands full? Yeah. So let's just watch a football game like this. Let me sip my $14 beer and just, eat my $8 hot dog and just, yay. Good job, guys. Let's cheer on like in golf. Yes. Yay. Get out of here. Yeah, don't think about how he's to stop the booing. Think about how much it's hurting your feelings. Exactly. Just think about how to stop it. He sounds like a snowflake. He does. You're going to feel real good when players start voicing how they didn't come to Philly. But, dude, so first off, Nitro, a lot of people come to Philly because of the passion of the fans. Listen to Bryce Harper talk in 2019, why he came to Philly, okay? There's a reason why loads of athletes in all the major sports, after they retire, come back and put their roots in Philly because they love this city. It's just sometimes when the going gets tough and we voice our displeasure, they get upset. When we voice our love for them, they love it. So they only want us to give our opinions when things are going well. When things are going bad, we have to sit there and accept it. When their job exists because of us, yeah, the media sucks. I get it. And maybe today I'm being the terrible media person in your eyes, Nitro. But I'm a passionate fan. And if I want to boo, I want to boo. I pay hard-earned money for this for my fandom. Every fan in every city boo if their team sucks. Like we did the last thing. Absolutely. It's not like he's going to leave Philly and if he goes to another city and doesn't get booed for bad play, then there's no pulse to that team. It's frustrating. He wants me to lie to him. Lying is a sin. Yeah. Darius should be used to booing. He played in Detroit for years. Burn those Detroit fans on that one. Sorry, Jason. Darius Slay started his career at Detroit where losing was an acceptable part of the culture. He's not used to being held accountable for trash performances. Fantastic comment there. But, I mean, it's not like he just got here last year. He's been here for a few years. Again, and if he didn't like it here, I think his contract would have been up after last year. And he could be out of here. But he chose to sign an extension last offseason, locking him in to be here. He accepted that C on his chest to lead by example. Philly fans don't just booing. They throw at our own. We threw snowballs in 1960-something. We threw batteries in 1996. Dude, the Atlanta Braves were throwing trash on the field. No one talks about that. Every city fans take it too far. We're not talking about the half a percenters. We're talking about the majority here. And Philly fans aren't the only city that has the half percenters that take it too far. Other cities, there are people killed at stadiums across our own country because of fights. There's a reason, though, why every time you see one of those situations happen, everyone makes jokes about, oh, it must be a Philly fan in disguise. I bet you if you really broke down the numbers, less incidents happen in Philadelphia than any other city in sports. I bet you we're below the minimum, the average number of incidents. Our fans are, for the most part, some of the most well-behaved fans there are. We just voice our opinions with boos when we're unhappy, and we cheer when we're happy. And when you're struggling, we do things to try to prop you up. Standing ovations, cheering sections outside of your work office. We try. It's not good enough, I guess. I guess all we've got to do is cheer or sit on our hands. I don't make no charge. No charge. Maybe I'll give you 2% off your next pizza if you ever come into Fox's Pizza. Those Buffalo fans are tough. Dude, San Francisco and LA. I've seen multiple times, not just football games, baseball games, people getting killed. But we're the bad fans for booing when we're unhappy. Now Darius is going to get booed 10 times more. And now Darius has gone out and caused a distraction for the rest of this offseason. Another distraction. We didn't just have enough distractions in 2023. We got to start 2024 off with a bang with more distraction. And I'm not for it. And I don't like it. It's the brotherly shove. Hell to the no. The butt scratch. What did Peanut call it on the show a while? The butt push. I don't know. It's the tush push forever to me. Fan chose to go to the games or watch it from home. I don't want to hear about how much people pay to go to games. If you can't afford to stay home. Well, we stay home and watch it on TV. And the real money comes from the TV contracts. And why is that TV contract money there? Because we watch it on TV. So you're saying the fans have no rights whatsoever. And Nitro, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm not trying to start a fight with you. I'm just trying to understand your logic. And right now, I'm not understanding. I don't think Slay understands if and when we stop filming, it means we don't care. We don't pay for stuff when we don't care about it anymore. Exactly. If you don't know Philly fans, boo, you damn fool. Darius boos his birth certificate for having the name Starius on it. Yeah. They had to end a game early in Cleveland because fans were throwing beer bottles on the field. Yeah. But no one talks about that. But people still bring up snowballs at one drunk Santa fan in 1960-something where 90% of the fans weren't even born yet. But that's all that's talked about. I've seen soccer stadiums lit on fire. Obviously, as I've learned in the comment section, they killed half of the Colombian soccer team. Like, seriously. All we're doing is booing a poor performance, and we're the wrong? Ain't nothing like a soccer crowd in your... Yeah, absolutely. Hello, what's up? Thank you. West Africa. We got people all over the world. It's a spammer. It's a spammer in the comments. Phil, tight. You could get a replacement player easy. It ain't like Buffalo where there ain't much. Look, I don't want to lose Darius Slay. Yeah, it's a spammer. It's a spammer. I get them sometimes, for sure. I don't want to lose Darius Slay. Darius Slay was our best cornerback last year. Is he as where he used to be? No. But he's still a damn good football player. Not a great, but good. But you know what? I don't want people that what did Danny Briere say when they made that trade? What's his name? Because the guy didn't want to be here. K1, refresh my memory on my Flyers knowledge. What did Danny Briere say? We don't want people that don't want to be here on our team. So you know what? If Darius Slay doesn't want to be here, deuces. Get out. I'm sure Howie Roseman can find a trade partner for you. Get out. And good luck in your next city. If it was only one soccer player who scored an own goal, okay. So it was one guy. Still, it's still insane. Fans have rights, players have rights too. It doesn't mean it doesn't love it. He doesn't love it here. Well, he's got a funny way of showing his love for this city. Because again, and I will keep reiterating this, he is not talking about that 0.5%, Nitro. He's talking about all of us. You're telling me, Nitro, you have never booed at a sporting event before? Because if you've never, you've got some damn great self-control. If you've never booed a single athlete or situation in any sporting event, you've got some great self-control. And if you have booed at least once, he's calling you out for booing. He's not calling out the 0.5%er. He's calling out the 99.5% that just boo when they're unhappy with what they see. It's a corporate thing. It's always a corporate thing. Trying to attract more females. Fans can't get too rowdy. Yeah. Darius being our best cornerback tells you how bad our defense was last year. It's true. Peace out. A-Town, down, get out. That's right. I will Cody Cutter his ass right out of town. New York City median fans. But they still... It was on the field? Oh, forced play on the field. Oh, my God. Sorry, I just misread that as they did it on the field. March him out to the goalie and just put him in the goal and just be like, fire and squad. Like I'm confused on this. Yeah, don't be happy about playing. Do better on the field. If you don't want to hear the boos, put some effort out there. When James Bradbury is running away from tackles, when James Bradbury is refusing to tackle people, we're going to boo. At least if he tried to tackle and you missed the tackle, all right. But no effort. We're going to boo when we see no effort. Parents beating us, telling us it's because they love us. Equals Darius shit on fans, showing us he loves us here. Oh, man. This hurts me more than it hurts. Darius Slay is basically saying, this hurts me more than it hurts you. But it wasn't half the team, Core 12. Must strive for accuracy. Okay, all right. 8 likes, that's it? Only 8 people have, well, not even 8 people. Because I like it twice. 2 of the likes are always from me. My account and the PSN account. So that means we've only got 6 likes on this video. Obviously, people don't like passionate Phil. Obviously, people don't like fired up Phil. A few of you do. I do. But it is what it is. James Bradbury got played like shit and got booed repeatedly. But you don't hear anything from him. He hasn't had an opportunity yet. James Bradbury knows that where he's playing next year is up for discussion at this point. So he's trying to keep his cool. I'm telling you, as soon as James Bradbury finds his next team, he's going to speak his mind. There is a scenario where James Bradbury is returning to this team next year. It's unfortunate, but there is a scenario. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Slay talked trash on us for booing. And the Dollar Dog cancellation is going to start a fight on this show in about 15 minutes when the great Kylee from Bell Smashers Pod joins me for Phillies Phridays at 9 a.m. all throughout baseball season. So we are going to get into the next most passionate discussion in about 15 minutes time. 9 likes equals Darius Slay love. Yeah. But see, here's the thing, Marshawn and everybody. There are a lot of people on Twitter right now saying that Darius Slay is Nitro, the only one in the comments, saying that Darius Slay is the one that's right, not us. There's more people on social media supporting Slay than supporting my opinion right now. And to me, that's shocking. To me, that's worthy of a poll. I'm going to do a poll on this after the show. I need to take a deep breath. I can't let Darius Slay's asinine comments fire me up like this. I just can't do it. I need to breathe. Woosa, woosa. Serenity now. I would give 2 likes too for fired up Phil. More exciting stuff has to happen if you want to see fired up Phil. I don't see how Darius, I give up big plays. I see what you did there. Thinks he has a podium to talk about the Phillies. Exactly, Matt. And if you just joined, I literally just saw the video clip right before we went live. So this is instant reaction, emotional reaction from him. He is not calling out the 0.5% of fans in the world that are assholes. He's calling out the 99.5% that are just voicing their frustrations when they drop hard-earned dollars to go see a team play and they care that their team is putting out effort. That's it. The dollar dog cancellation mean that is another Phillies game I won't go to. Well, we're going to get into that shortly because I'm glad that it got canceled. I'm rooting for all y'all to get upgraded secondary that was due to the doo-doo. Yeah. I said Slay is not wrong. Why? Slay is wrong. He could have gone about this in such a different way. He could have said, yeah, the booing bothered us, but we tried to use the booing as motivation to be better. He could have turned the negative into a positive. Dude, players need to learn how to handle their social media accounts better, and players need to know not to get behind a live mic if they don't have some self-control. Darius Slay knew what he was doing. He knew that people like us were going to start talking like this. Who's playing safety here next year? I predict a Howie overcorrection. Bleh. I can't speak this morning. Correction this offseason. Maybe. I don't know who's going to be playing. Not sure. Kool-Aid McKistry. Oh, I thought it was McKinsky. It's because I don't know the name. I could pronounce McKistry. I just didn't know that's how it was spelled. Slay is not wrong, but you've gone about it differently. Yeah. That's all I'm asking for. Handle the situation a little differently. That's all. Handle it a little differently. He created the clickbait so he gets interviews. It's exactly what it is. Duck. But also he's a captain. He's supposed to not create more drama. He's supposed to keep the team closer together. He's supposed to make things better. He made things worse. Now it's a talking point. Every interview, every player does. I think he even said something. I read it. I didn't hear him say it, but I read it in an article that was recapping what he said. So obviously somebody that listened to the whole thing. He said something. Well, he said Slay admitted in his 11-year career, Eagles fans are the only ones that have gotten under his skin because no one in Detroit cares. I'm trying to find the quote. He said something along the lines of how Lane Johnson or Jason Kelce are the only ones that won't get booed in Philly. Well, now you're just calling out two of your teammates. Like you said, when a player finds a new team, they run their mouth. There must be something in the works, or he knows he's on the chopping block. Well, now he's got to go on the chopping block. Sorry, we disappoint the fans. We will be better than take the $10 million for after taxes and get a pitch. This is just your narrative. We don't know if he could just be speaking up for players that are weaker mentally, or just got here. Didn't put a wide receiver in counseling a few years ago. Yeah, and that's the 0.5% that took it too far. You're talking about Jalen Reagor, I'm assuming. And yes, I spent time on this show talking about. I spent a whole day. I'm spending a majority of the show today bad-mouthing Darius Slay's comments, but I spent an entire show bad-mouthing the fans that were harassing Jalen Reagor. I spent a whole 2 episodes talking about anti-bullying of players. Booing is not bullying. Booing is an emotional reaction to what you see. Booing is an emotional reaction. Harassment, bullying is a totally different scenario. And that is not acceptable one bit. We take some things too far. And I'm not talking about Philly. I'm saying sports fans in general take some things too far. In the Darius Slay situation, maybe some of this is frustration because of the other stuff that happens. The half of percenters, they're always attacking his wonderful wife for all the giveaways she does. You know, people, she does giveaways all the time. Sign this, sign that, bobbleheads, whatever. And people are constantly bashing her. It's a setup. It's a scam. This and that. And you're awful and this and that. That's taking it too far. That's a totally different scenario than what James or Darius Slay is talking about in this scenario. Booing is an emotional reaction to an instant thing that they have seen as a fan. The C does mean nothing anymore, honestly, in all sports, honestly. They give it to some players because they ask for it instead of deserve it. Maybe. You're a professional. Do your job and you won't get booed. It's not complicated. Even if you fail at your job. If you fail at your job but you put effort, you're not going to get as booed. We used to boo Kelce early on. We called Brandon Graham a bust. Lane does play like stuff, always. And always has. But look at Turner and Bone. They got treated harshly, came out and apologized. Trey Turner got a standing ovation for stinking. Bone said, I hate this place. Then said, yeah, I said it. My bad. It was an emotional reaction. Bone admitted to what I'm saying. It's okay when you make an emotional overreaction. This was a pre-planned out podcast. They knew what they were going to talk about. Big difference in those situations. Slay is somewhere sipping mimosas on a luxury resort, getting pedicures with his $300,000 Rolex, acting like he cares about booing. Maybe. Yes, Jalen Reagor. We as fans put that man. Yeah, and I'm telling you. No, don't say we are horrible, Nitro. What happened with Jalen Reagor was an isolated case of a 0.5%. We did not do it. 2 or 3 a-holes did it. Okay? And that kind of reaction and action is not called for and is unacceptable. But don't you tell me that we're the only city that has those 2 or 3 a-holes that do that. Every city has that. Okay? And what happened to Jalen Reagor was extremely unfortunate. It happened with Nelson Aguilar. It happened with Carson Wentz, Donovan. There's people throughout Eagles history, Phillies history, Sixers history, everywhere that 1 or 2 people take it too far. That's a problem. Unacceptable. But don't loop all of us in that category. Because who Darius Slay is talking about is not the people that put Reagor in therapy. He's talking about the instant, reactionary, I'm just booing because I'm unhappy. It's a right of a fan to be unhappy in the heat of the moment. And it's true. They choose this business. It's strictly business. I need a little serenity now. I really do. I really, really need to breathe. I need to calm down a little bit. Because in about 5 minutes when Kylee joins us, I'm going to egg her on. I'm pretty sure she's unhappy about the Dollar Dog Night thing getting canceled. So it's going to be another fiery conversation here in moments. It is. The mathematical formula is the amount of doo-doo. D is equal to the amount of poo. I don't know what any of that means. I'm going to laugh because I don't know what it is. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. Hit that like, share, subscribe, retweet, follow button. Hit it all. Get in there. Anybody else agrees with Nitro or Darius Slay, let me know. Better be a fiery conversation. Well, it's more of a sarcastic, fiery conversation coming up with Kylee here. A little more sarcasm in it. But it doesn't make, I'm trying to think of that, but it doesn't get me off of how frustrated I am right now. Beyond belief frustrated. Not because of Darius Slade, because there's not enough likes on this video. TMC, get us a premature reset. I'm just trying to get the reset in so you don't get mad at me before Kylee joins. Double-edged sword. These players understand. The pro players carry it like a shield when the city and fans cheer. But us fans are called the best fans in the world. But when the displeased responses we have towards them, they cry. I'm a firefighter, so I understand having a strong fortitude. They need counseling or something is really bothers them. Yeah, no one hated on the Phillies fans when they gave Trea Turner a standing ovation and his career got turned around here. No one, well, I hated on talking 215, but more sarcastic because I love Jake and the boys there. You know, when we were all calling their fans, a few fans doing trash bury and whatnot. You know what they do? They organized a support, picket. I don't know what you want to call what they did. A support platform for the Eagles. So we got your back. We are one of the most passionate fan bases. We are one of the most misunderstood fan bases out there. Couple bad eggs decades ago give us a bad reputation. And Darius Slade is just misunderstanding what booing is. He's just used to being in Detroit where nobody gives a crap. Boo. I'm going to boo me. If you want to boo me, you can boo me. You know what? I ain't going to take it to heart. There's people that don't like my show in the morning. I don't care. There's trolls that come at me. Matt, I got 2 or 3 accounts that no matter what I tweet, and I tweet a lot, instantly, I could say the sky is blue and I would get a sky is not blue, it's orange. You know what? I don't get upset about it. I don't. Because it's part of it. No, he's not. Nitro believes this, and he's entitled to this opinion. What's the tagline of this show? Where your opinions actually matter. His opinion matters. Unfortunately, Nitro hasn't convinced me to switch my opinion. Because your opinion matters so that you can convince me to change my opinion. This time it didn't work. What if Deebo Samuel's burner account harassing Darius Slade's wife and is a distraction? Maybe. All right, we're going to catch up with all these comments, but we're going to jump right into maybe. There she is. Phillies Phridays with Kylee. Kylee, how you doing this morning? Make sure you check her out. BSP_Sully, Bell Smashers Pod, PSN Phillies writer. How are we doing this morning?
I am great. How are you?
Well, I don't know if you've caught any of this first hour of the show. I'm a little fired up this morning, and I have a feeling this first Phillies topic this morning might keep the fire going.
Probably.
So the Phillies, and that was the title, canceled something that is upsetting a massive amount of Phillies fans right now. The Phillies canceled Dollar Dog Night. And let me tell you something. I'm so happy because Dollar Dog Night is the most overrated thing there is. Hot dogs at baseball games are overrated. Nasty ass dogs steamed in a bath of warm water, sitting in a wrapped piece of tinfoil for 16 hours. Dude, let me tell you something. Thank God I don't have to see those ugly ass hot dogs shot into a crowd anymore.
See, you did say we would disagree. And while I haven't been to a Dollar Dog Night in a while because of where I live and my work schedule, and they've just been doing it on Tuesdays and just days I just can't go. But I was very fond of it as a kid. Obviously, because it's a dollar hot dog. Like it's a fun little thing. As an adult,
thing in the world.
As an adult, when you think about it, it's disgusting. But as a kid, it's awesome.
When I was a kid, I wasn't. My dad wouldn't let me eat one of those nasty hot dogs at the vet in the 700 level. The hot dogs sold
the
at the
vet.
Vet 700 level might have been there from the day the Vet opened in 1972 still.
Yeah, that's from the vet. Of course it's going to be like that at the vet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm old. I used to go to games in the 80s, you know?
Yeah.
Publicity stunt. It's going to happen. The people demand soggy, cheap hot dogs. Exactly. Like they're soggy. They're nasty. They literally boil them in a bath of water. That is literally how they're cooking the hot dog. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, all right. So you liked it as a kid. This is my reason why I hate dollar dog night or hot dogs at the ballpark anyway. Citizens Bank Park, Kylee, you've been there plenty of times, probably recently more than me, has an amazing selection of food. Overpriced food, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But the food, this is not your old school baseball stadium. It's not hot dogs, Cracker Jacks, and pretzels. There is so much high quality food being pumped out by different vendors at Citizens Bank Park, at all stadiums across the country. Why would you even care about nasty ass hot dogs that are $1?
Tradition.
Screw tradition. Tradition is meant to be broken.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, you have Bull's Barbecue. That's where I would typically go. Manco always has a long line.
Yep.
There's even Tony Luke's.
Mm-hmm.
So, tubular baloney. Yeah, you're not wrong there. You ain't wrong. Yeah, see, boo, Phil.
People are not happy with this. People think that my Darius Slay opinions were bad. My hot dog opinions are worse. First and foremost, I've always been Kylee. I've always been at the Hatfield Italian sausage stand with peppers and onions, sausage, peppers and onion sandwich. That has been my go-to since 1990. Probably.
That's what my mom does.
That is I make sure I hit it once, sometimes twice, depending on the lines, and get a good sausage and pepper sandwich. That is 1,000 times better than a nasty hot dog. I remember I was at a game, and I want to know if you would do this. So we were at a game a couple of years ago on Dollar Dog Night. It was just a coincidence. I never buy a ticket to a Phillies game because of Dollar Dog Night. And the fanatic shoots hot dogs into the crowd. One landed 3 seats away from me, some stranger, and he opened it up, and it smelled so bad the entire section could smell it. Okay, and we had to start a pot because he wouldn't eat it, but everyone was egging him on. We had to make a collection in our section for $100, and he finally ate that hot dog. I don't know if that guy ever lived or not. He might have died the next day. I don't know. But that thing smelled so bad, and it looked bad.
I love it.
No.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
No.
That's awesome. You mean to tell me, and when you're in a section filled with Philly fans on a Dollar Dog Night, you're with a bunch of people just having a good time at the ballpark, and the fanatic shoots a hot dog around you, and the dude is refusing to eat it because of how nasty it is. But you eventually get him to do it because of the money everybody came together to give to him. That's not funny and awesome?
It's funny and awesome. It's just disgusting as well.
It is, but it's funny and awesome.
Man, maybe I'm just an old curmudgeon at this point in my old age. I don't know. I just can't take it anymore. Oh, man. I do get that Dollar Dog Night brings camaraderie. It brings youth to the stadium. It's fun. I mean, I know in college we went to Dollar Dog Night. We had competitions on who could eat the most hot dogs. I never tried to win that competition because I had standards in life. But I know my friends would always try to do it. So if it's not dollar, what are they going to do now? Buy one, get one free dog nights or something like that? That's not going to have the same ring to it. Do you think the fan base of the Phillies can stir up enough, dislike of this that they'll bring it back?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. When everybody comes together on something, I wouldn't put it past them.
Almost all the team building at companies I've worked for. Yeah, that's true. It's a great team building experience too, I guess. Kylee, for the love of God, get a curtain. Oh
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I have never gotten a shit Dollar Dog. I have to admit, I've spent $100 on beer. No. They do make their money elsewhere. What's up, Eric? How you doing? What now will be the go-to camaraderie thing then? That says, like, if there's no dollar dog nights for everybody to congregate for, what's going to be the thing that brings people to the park those nights?
I don't know, but they got to do something because a lot of people, you see those lines for dollar dog night. I mean, the Phillies don't really have any issue getting fans in the seats anymore because I don't know if you know, but they're pretty good. So
They're not too bad. We're
Yeah,
going to
not
talk
too
about the
bad.
team itself here in a minute. We're
so
not going to spend 20, 25 minutes just talking hot dogs.
you could have a whole like section, a whole sector for the podcast for dollar dogs.
There you go. Yeah. All the dollar dogs got to stay in the concourse because they
Yeah.
canceled it. They're claiming because of the throwing of them on the field and the different, ruckuses that are caused on dollar dog, right?
Yeah.
Hot dog. When
Oh, come on.
K1's just a hater. 1,000% a hater. So if there's no dollar dog nights, what is going to be the number one event or thing that kind of fans like turn, like everybody's got that, like used to be business person specials were what I love to flock to. Like I loved an afternoon Thursday baseball game when I was a youngin'. You know what I mean? So what's going to be the one attraction that everyone gets excited for now?
I don't know. They got to think of something though.
Anyway, so let's talk Phillies. So spring training, we are now 6 games into the spring training schedule. Phillies have done pretty well. Their bats are looking good most days. Most of their important pitching has looked pretty good for most days. Something I have teased talking about on this show 100 times this week, but haven't gotten to it because there's always an interruption, with a different kind of topic that pops up out of nowhere, like Darius Slay today, is the fact that we have now seen, I believe, 3 times now, at least once with Kyle Schwarber in the lineup, we have seen Trea Turner, not Kyle Schwarber, in the leadoff spot multiple times. Is this a test, or is this just a random, it's spring training, I'm trying to get people certain at bats and certain numbers? Do you think Rob Thompson is even remotely considering Trea Turner as the leadoff hitter?
I definitely do think he's considering Trea Turner in the leadoff. Because I mean, I know you got rid of the pitcher taking an at bat, so that kind of helps Schwarber. Like if Rojas can just get on base, if he's the number 9 hitter, if he can just get on base, Schwarber hits a nuke. That's 2 runs right there, easy. So thinking late in the game like that, and with how Schwarber, gets on base, I think he makes it a hard decision. And like the YouTube stream.
Sorry, they get upset if I don't put some of their comments up on the screen. They get very offended.
You should put up all the comments.
What's that?
You should put up all the comments.
I try to. I mean, you want me to put up a comment about Nikki Haley?
Well, no.
I mean, there were comments about the Colombian soccer team being murdered for losing in the World Cup earlier. Do you want me to put that up?
Well,
or the
no.
scammer from West Africa that needs money donated to him right now? Sometimes this show goes off the rails really quickly, Kylie. I'm sorry.
I love it. That's hilarious. No, but Schwarber makes a really good case for see? But Schwarber makes a really good case for being the leadoff, and he makes it a tough decision. Trea Turner is kind of the prototypical traditional leadoff hitter that you would want there, but Schwarber actually gets on base. I'm pretty sure I saw he gets on base more. So the amount of pitches Schwarber sees in the beginning is huge. The amount of times he gets on base, it's just there's things like that you consider. And then if Schwarber walks, you get Trea Turner at 2, hitting him into second or third. Then you have Bryce Harper hitting him in. So there's that aspect, but you also have Trea Turner. It really could be either of the two. I prefer Schwarber because if you look, the Phillies do better. they have a higher winning percentage.
Yeah, and that's what I've made the promise to not complain about Schwarber in the leadoff spot this year. I don't know how long I'll be able to last with it. And as soon as I made that claim that I will not complain, then Rob Thompson teases me with a lineup with Turner 1 and Schwarber 4.
You seem surprised.
I'm sorry?
You seem surprised.
I was shocked that Rob Thompson pulled that off. But now I'm back to, well, now I'm going to complain because now I've been teased with that opportunity. The thing is, I get it. I know our record is substantially better with Schwarber in leadoff than not in the leadoff spot. And that is why I'm trying not to complain about it. But somebody was doing an analytical post on Twitter the other day, and they were bringing up on average the amount of more at-bats you get as a leadoff hitter than anywhere else in the lineup. I'm like, do I want Kyle Schwarber having those extra, 3.7 at-bats a week, or do I want Trea Turner having that, extra 3.7 at-bats per game or week or whatever it is? I don't know. I think the biggest issue with Kyle Schwarber leading off is that, yes, if Rojas gets on in the 9-hole, and he hits a bomb, you've got the guy on base. But I think with our collection of lefties and righties, you can't put him anywhere other than first Kyle Schwarber, can you? Because if you put him in the 4-hole, then you got Harper and Schwarber lefties back to back. Having Schwarber in the leadoff spot obviously works record-wise, but also balances the lineup better, doesn't it? Or am I wrong in thinking that the lefty-righty balance works better that way?
No, definitely not. That's also a big part of why Schwarber is leadoff. Because Thompson loves his lefty-righty matchups.
Yep.
And I think that's why Cave is still on the team. Mm-hmm. But see, our record's better with Dog Night. I mean,
I just put that up there real quickly there.
Bring it back for the wins.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be the thing. We're going to start April 2-12. Then the Phillies will be like, all right, we'll bring back Dog Night. That's going to start a run, and we're going to be right in the World Series there.
There you go. You've written the script.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, back to that. Sorry. So, I mean, because, realistically speaking, and before the season starts, we'll do a Phillies Friday segment just on lineup writing and what our, expectations are. Mm-hmm. But, Schwarber, you don't want Harper and Schwarber hitting back-to-back on a regular basis, do you?
No. And you could, instead of putting, because it's probably going to be Schwarber, Turner, Harper, you could put Stott up there somewhere, but he's also a lefty, so that kind of messes things up. But he does hit lefties better than he should for a lefty.
Better than he should for a young lefty.
Yeah. And Marsh or Bohm. I just don't see where you could put Schwarber other than leadoff. Yeah. Personally, just because it just works for some reason.
And that's the thing, it works. And that's why I'm trying not to complain about it. But again, then Rob Thompson had to go and tease me with one little thing. I mean, we've seen now 6 games. I know not every game is televised, but I'm sure you're keeping up with it. Has anything impressed you in the last week and a half of spring training games? Anybody jumped out or anything, other than Turner in the leadoff spot stuck out to you so far?
Pache is ridiculous. He's having a really good start to spring training. Pache?
I mispronounce that name a lot on this show.
Yeah, it's
I don't
easy
know
to
if you're right or wrong because I've said it wrong so many times.
Right. No, but Pache's having a good spring training. Bohm is having a good spring training. I want to see more of Abel because he's supposedly the guy of the future for one of our piece of our rotation. So I'd like to see more of Abel. But yeah, those are pretty much the guys that are really sticking out to me right now.
If you had it, you're saying Pache, he's looked good, and he has. I think he had another home run yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First 2 games ago, he had a second home run. Yep. Rob Thompson or Dave Dombrowski was very adamant saying that there was only really one open spot, hitter-wise, left on the team. If the season was starting tomorrow, Pachi locked up that last spot, did he not?
I would think so, honestly. Because my take on Rojas, I love Rojas. I'm a big Rojas supporter. His defense is otherworldly, irreplaceable. But that bat, we saw what that bat did in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And we always knew the question mark with both Pache and Rojas as prospects was their bat.
Mm-hmm.
Pache a few years ago had that question. Rojas has that question now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Rojas has had some big league experience, we'll see what happens. I feel like it was his job to lose because of how good he was defensively.
Yeah.
But if Pache is hitting,
sorry. Continue on. I'm sorry.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it up too long. It was just bad mathing Darius Slay. That's all. So.
Oh boy, that was a mess to see last night. But Rojas' defense is irreplaceable, but it's that bat. And I think Pache is good enough defensively to where, I mean, you still have Martian left. So it's Martian Rojas or Martian Pache. That's still pretty good defense. That's still tops of the league in terms of defense. So I think if Pache keeps hitting and Rojas doesn't really start to hit, you put Rojas in AAA just to get his bat, going and see what happens from there. I have full faith that Rojas can do it, though.
I almost feel like you kind of should just roll with Rojas and just give him a month or two, not a game or two. I don't want to see, Rob Thompson out there playing him one game, sitting him 2 games.
Yeah, I agree.
Him 2 games and sitting him 1 game. Like, just go out there and put him out there in the 9-hole in center field every day for the first month and a half of the season and just see if he could do it. Because everybody's crushing him for his playoff, spot and how he did in the playoffs. But, he was a young kid. He had only just been called up. He had done well. It was just a moment maybe too big for him. We're talking April baseball here. Let him build his confidence in April. And if he struggles a little bit, even for a couple games, he's the 9th best hitter on the team. It's not like he needs to carry this team. If this team can't win with Rojas hitting 200 and playing
we got a problem.
Defense, we've got a big problem. If that's am I making sense with that?
Oh, completely. Because the thing with Rojas was his bat. So what we've noticed down in the minors is if he gets consistency, if he just gets continued at bats, like you were just saying he should, he's shown that he can do it at the minor league level. I know he went from AA to the majors, and that's a tough task. He's not facing too many ex-major leaguers. So if he can just if Thompson says, you are the center fielder, Pache is just the very serviceable bench piece. If you can get consistent at bats and bat 260, if you could just bat 260, hit maybe a few home runs, you're good.
I think Rojas might be better in the 7th slot, honestly. You may have to I don't know about that. Maybe. And who you who you put in the 9-hole then? I don't know. I think there's a little bit of less pressure in that 9-hole. Maybe the 8-hole, maybe, but the 7-hole to me is still unofficially is a very important part of the lineup. Really, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
My gut feeling is Rojas could make a dynamic leadoff hitter. We actually got a couple guys on this team that, like, we always talk about, will Kyle Schwarber or should he be the leadoff hitter? But Trea Turner's obviously a prototypical leadoff hitter. Bryce Stott, in my mind, has every tool to be a leadoff hitter. Rojas has the speed. That's why everybody thinks he could be a leadoff hitter. But you got to do more than just have speed, in my opinion, Mister, to be a leadoff hitter, right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You got to be able to get on base.
Exactly.
Do people overreact to the leadoff hitter spot? Because you're only the leadoff hitter the first inning. Then depending on how the game plays out, you're not the leadoff hitter the rest of the game. You just get the most at-bats in a game. I saw somebody make an argument that Bryce Harper should be the leadoff hitter just because that means he gets how many more at-bats a year. He's one of the best hitters in baseball, and you're only the leadoff hitter at the first inning. So, there's an argument to be made for that as well.
I'm pretty sure the Nationals tried that out.
Yes, they did, and it did not work out at all. No. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying
it was just an idea,
point where we overvalue who's in the leadoff spot because the leadoff spot, only really is leading off early in a game.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's just because, they get the most at bats. Mm-hmm. So, but Turner also has the speed. Starter Bohm. Yeah, we saw what Bohm can do in the 2-hole.
Yeah, I love Bohm in the 2-hole. I think Bohm in the 2-hole is an excellent spot for him.
Yeah, so in a way you could do, but then where do you put? You could do Turner.
Yeah, if you go Turner Bohm 1-2, then you're going righty righty. Then you're going to go lefty lefty with Schwarber and Harper. Or if you go, I don't know. It's Schwarber in the leadoff spot just works way too well for me for lineup balance.
Yeah, it does. It's weird. It's really weird. It goes against everything baseball has been set up to be, but it works.
It works. It's the only analytical thing that I can really truly get behind.
Yeah, for sure.
Analytically speaking, it works. It doesn't work old school mindset like I have, but you know what? The record speaks for itself. Kyle Schwarber feels more comfortable there. Everything kind of fills out perfectly there. Again, it's all Rob Thompson's fault because he teased me. That's the only reason I'm worried. Bohm in the 2-hole sounds dirtier than it should. I know. Stop. I need to read comments before I put them up on the screen. I really do. I fall far too often for reading a comment for the first time live on the screen like that. No. Not at all. Real quick, before we wrap this up, I do want to get your thought on the Darius Slay thing, 2-minute thing. It is your opinion, because we've had a very mixed reaction to my fiery rant that Darius Slay was wrong for saying what he said. You as a Phillies fan and a Phillies reporter and a Phillies content creator saw what the fan base can do in the positive light with Trea Turner.
Yeah. So
where do you stand on that Darius Slay making outlandish comments about how awful we are, basically?
It's honestly kind of annoying because you look at the cost of Eagles tickets, they're $300 each.
Mm-hmm.
Family of 4 years, you're dropping $1,000 just on tickets.
Yep.
And with how horrible that team played this year, I don't care if you yourself were great. This is a team. Mm-hmm. That team was horrendous. Every time I see something Eagles related on my phone, I literally still roll my eyes. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay, but I'm obviously okay with the fans booing. I get it. It's the way they played was unacceptable.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes.
It's a passionate response to, in my opinion, it's a passionate response to what the fans see in an instant overreactionary situation. Yeah. And he's calling out the 99.9% of the fans that just boo. If he wants to call out the 0.5% that target his wife or bully or go over the line, that's fine. There's no room for that in sport.
Right.
But the booing was the 99.5% that were just unhappy that they dropped a paycheck to see something terrible.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to play or be in a city that doesn't have that kind of passion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you lose to Jonathan Gannon's Cardinals. You blow that huge lead. You lose
a very important
to the Giants
emotionally.
Yeah. That was circled on my calendar. I was like, oh, we gotta beat the Jonathan Gannon Cardinals. Like that's I don't care about the Niners. I don't care about the Chiefs. This game you have to win. And they blew it. It. And you lose to the Giants with your starters. I'm sorry. Go ahead and boo. That's
Hannah Horford slander. Always room for Hannah Horford slander. Always.
Always.
I prefer Anna Hortford versus Horford. You know. That's all I'm going to say. Kylie, what do you got coming up this weekend and next week with PSN and Bell Smashers?
I got a couple articles in the future. A
Mhm.
little busy right now with other sports stuff. If you saw my tweet last night, but I leave for Clearwater next Saturday
Awesome.
for a whole week.
That is fantastic. I can't wait to get you on after that trip to talk about Clearwater and how awesome it is, because there's no better town than Clearwater during spring training at all.
No better place.
Are you going to do a show from Clearwater?
I might.
Or at least some TikToks or videos or something, some shorts from the ballpark. You got to do something. You got to give us a little taste from down there.
I might.
All right. We got you. All right, everybody. We got Kylie here. As always, make sure you guys shoot her a follow. Bell Smashers Pod, PhillySportsNetwork.com, Phillies writer. Fridays.
This will not be here next week.
What's that?
This will not be here next week.
Yeah, that will not be there. Phillies Fridays with Kylie wraps up again this week. Thank you very much, Kylie. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Kylie on the I Have No Sponsor hotline. Guys, yeah, it's Clearwater for sure. No doubt about that. I tried to get through some of your comments. Some of them I should have gotten to. Thank you, Duck. It was a very passionate show. And I know there's some likes, not enough likes, but there's some. And it happens, man. I thought I was going to have it. I've never had one before. I guess with the time changes and stuff, there was a huge glare coming in my window, and it went away right before I clicked live. We got to wrap this show up, though, today, guys. Again, I want to say one more time, I don't hate Darius Slay. I just don't like what he said. Come check me out at the pizza shop this weekend. This weekend, Sunday, my day off, but Sunday, 16 years since I opened the doors of my pizza shop for the first time. 16-year anniversary. So, I just want, I know most of you in the comments aren't, customers of mine, but, it's a big deal. It's a big accomplishment. It's a big pat on my back to keep a business afloat through recessions, through pandemics, through workforce shortages, through millions of issues that we deal with on a daily basis. And I'm just really proud of the work my wife and I have done to keep that business afloat for 16 years. That pays the bills. This does not pay the bills. This could pay the bills someday. You never know. It'd be fantastic if it did. But right now, the pizza shop does. And 16 years it has been. So a little shout out to everybody that's ever played any part of the pizza shop success. Workers, customers, family, friends, everybody that has supported us. Just want to give them all a little shout out there. Most restaurants die in 2 years. We almost did. We struggled massively the first year or two. There were days early on where we'd have 8 orders an entire day. We struggled at first. I was 25 when I signed my lease. I thought I knew the world about the restaurant business. We opened when I was 26. Thought I knew everything there was. Let's just say I didn't. But I learned from my mistakes and I grew. It's not a pizza parlor. It's a pizza shop. So, yeah, thank you very much, Marshawn. I appreciate that. I do. But anyway, guys, if you're in the area, come stop by this week and say hello to me. If not, we will be back here Monday. Who knows what we'll talk about? Because what I planned on talking about today, we didn't talk about at all. So I'm sure there'll be some Sixers conversation, maybe Phillies, maybe some of the other Eagles topics. Maybe I'll rethink my opinion on Darius Slay. I don't know. But we'll talk about it. Phil learned from his mistakes, much like Jalen Hurts. Yeah. I am much better than Jalen Hurts. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. It's March, guys. The weather is going to start changing here soon. So everybody have a great weekend. Go Birds, and we'll see you guys on Monday.